I'm Ajay from St. Xavier's College. I'm in my FIBA now. I'm a student of statistics. Could you just tell us more about the Indian Statistical Services?
Well, this is one of the services which where people from your background prefer to join, and they finally, once they are selected, they work for agencies like Census India and then National Sample Survey Organization. So the whole registrar census is manned by people with your background, and registrar census has its headquarters in Delhi and its branch offices in every state capital of India. So it's a small service within civil services, and majorly it requires people with your kind of qualification. And I have no doubt that you will one day make to that service, provided you have interest in joining the government. As you know, the government is a hot and cold kind of a work place.
Ma'am, you had also mentioned about the language papers, as in, do you have to do both the foreign language and the Indian language, or is one of them sufficient?
No, both.
Okay, thank you.
You have to do both.
Madam, I'm Dhananjay Bhole here. I have done MSc in Bioinformatics and MBA in HR. Just 2-3 years back, I also appeared for civil services preliminary. But at that time, I was told by many people that government do not means even if you are qualifying the exam, government will not offer any post for you. So that's not only reason that I left this course field, but there was another reasons. But I wanted to know something about success stories of usually challenged people who are working as a IAS officer or IFS officer.
Well, I must admit that we don't have success stories to share at the moment. Only thing what I can tell you is that in future, if someone gives you that sort of advice, I think a little introduction which I have given you of civil services just now give you the confidence of saying, of telling this person that, see, when you appear in the civil services examination, only if you rank in first 50, first of all, you will get a chance to become an IAS officer or an IFS officer, because the seats there are very limited. The competition is extremely tough. And it's not to suggest that any blind person will not make it. Blind persons can make it, and once they make it, they will get it also. And there is a whole preparation going on within the government of ensuring that IAS is open for the blind. And it's already, just about a few months ago, the IAS, the Retired Cadre Controlling Authority, has declared that IAS is a suitable service for blind people. So we hope somebody to join that service, but to join that service, important thing is that you must rank in first 50s in the civil services examination, and in preliminary and mains. But after mains, you know, the interview is another very important part of the service. And for that, you see, not only your academic qualifications, your marks, your score in the mains matter, but what matters most at that point is your good communication skills, an integrated and very controlled personality they look for, because an IAS officer is expected to deal with very dynamic sort of situations on daily basis. When you manage a district, you can imagine there could be law and order problems, there could be communal conflicts, there could be theft and all that kind of things going on simultaneously. There could be a natural disaster, there could be a man-made disaster, and so on. And you can see daily life of our cities if you take into account. That's a type of situation they have to manage. For that, you need a person with a very sharp, keen, who's a very alert mind, keen observant, and who can communicate with a range of stakeholders, individuals and groups.
Anuradha, I'm sorry, I'm Sam again. Sorry to be cutting you short. There are 2 or 3 others and we barely have 5 minutes. So, could we take the next question and could we have it as quick as possible?
So I think I'll conclude there. Just wanted to convey that the service is open, but work hard to get into it because we want somebody to join the service.
Excellent point. Next question.
Hello ma'am, this is Shivaji here, and nice to I'm glad to know that we can work, but they doesn't post us on various fields of those jobs.
His basic question is that although in theory professions are open, in practice one doesn't get proper placements. I think.
No. There is no. At least one can one can take pride in at least admitting that this is one service where ad hocism doesn't work. It's a very organized system of selection. It all depends where you score in the merit list. The merit list is arranged service-wise as higher scores are given to IAS and IPS and IFS and all that. So it all depends where you score in the merit list. So if you're on top, you can negotiate for a particular service you prefer. But if your score is low, you cannot negotiate. That chance you lose.
So we have faith in the bureaucracy, at least at that level. Good point. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay, sir, I'm Siddhi. I'm doing FIBA and I have 2 questions. That you said that I'm related to the government from not in regular way. So what is your way that you chose? And the other is when interviews are taken, what is the focus?
Hello?
Yeah, did you get the questions?
No.
The first question is, since you mentioned you have not gotten through the traditional route, basically it's the contract route which you could share your ideas on. And the second is, what is the main focus in the interview?
I don't know whether first question is the first question or just an observation.
No, she wants to know it in what is the other approach. You could share ideas on the contract approach.
I will get your point. You see, in government there are 2 types of jobs, carded and uncarded. So the carded posts are the 20 and the 5 which I mentioned. But there are many other posts within government where people are selected not through cadre controlling authorities but through other means. For instance, there are advisors in the government. Our own former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was a technical expert in a particular field, and for his level of expertise, he was taken in the government as defense advisor, and then advisor to Prime Minister on defense matters, and then you know the whole story. So there are so many experts of that kind working in the government at various levels, and not necessarily all these experts work on contract. Some of these experts are more permanent in nature. For instance, within certain commissions of the government, member secretaries can be IAS, can be cadred service people, and can also be from open market, as we call it. So there is an advertisement in the. Usually these posts are also advertised. Some of these posts are filled through dual process, written exam and interview. But for very high level posts, there are no written exams. There are only interviews. For instance, when I was appointed as Deputy Chief Commissioner, there was no written test. There was only an interview because the service conditions laid for that post were such that it required a lot of experience by the person in a particular subject and a particular field, and that experience was equated with, that exempted us from any written test, so there was only interview. And for example, the post of advisors in the commission where I was working before coming to this particular post in the National Human Rights Commission, sometimes those commissions even offer jobs to experts. They ask the experts to join them rather than an expert applying for the jobs. So those are more contractual jobs, not permanent in nature. And then the kind of job I'm holding, which is heading an apex level institution, that's a job which is again through open merit, through an interview process, and not written test is involved. But these are jobs reserved for people who are experts in the field and who possess a certain numbers of experience behind them, and their usually experience is very diverse kind of experience, administrative experience, experience of contributing to research, technology, and many of those things are considered. So that's when you're middle-aged, and so that's not for you, my young friend. For you is the usual, the route is that you apply for the civil services and prepare yourself. I'm forgetting in this process.
Thank you so much for sparing your time, and much as we would want to go on and on, we have to manage time as well, and we really appreciate your inputs. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
I wish all of you very best for the
Just helps
rest of the
अपने